Hi, everyone. Well, it's March 1st, and the February numbers are in. I was hinting at this all week. What we're seeing right now is that we are still in a overall seller's market. Inventory is below 2.4 months. Uh, sorry, below 2.4 months of supply. So, what that means is that anything below 2.5 months, I always called it a seller's market. So, we're there overall. And it's the devil's in the details, as mentioned in a few of these vlogs now. Every category, with the exception of the apartment condos, are in a seller's market based on inventory to sales. We are in a balanced market in the apartment condos. And as I mentioned, this continual overhang of potential tariffs has muted our February numbers. We're basically close to the average of last year. We're at 612 and $800 for an average home in Calgary. Anywhere from an apartment, this averages apartments to detached homes. What's happened is our inventory, it's not an inventory issue. Our inventory is actually up by about 80%. It's at 4183. But what it is the sales are down. We're at 1721. We're down 15% overall. It got as bad as down 25% mid-month, but things caught up a little bit. Even on the detached side, our average home price is 804, 439, recognizing the average of last year was 803, so we're basically flat. And we're at the beginning of the spring market. We should have seen a rise, but we haven't seen it. Again, the fears of the tariffs and potential job loss and a recession has muted our market. Again, inventory is up 66%, but what's down is sales. We're down 16%. That's quite significant if you think about it. Although our inventory is at 2.2 months of supply, what it means is that everyone's still sitting on the fence. I think March 4th will be a big telling day. How does this 1721 number, I'm flipping gears here back to the overall number, compare to the 5-year average? Well, the 5-year average, if you include this year, should have been 1928, and we're at 1721, so we're down 11%. And if you don't include this year, the average should have been 1822, which means we're down even more. I suspect that we will be hard pressed to hit 2,000 home units of sale in March, which is typically the beginning of our craziness that we call the spring market. So we'll see how this all unravels. March 4th will be, maybe the tariffs won't come into effect, but there'll be hints of it. This continual sword of Damocles over our head that he's about to do something, or the U.S. is about to do something, is not good for business. We can't plan. Business can't plan when there's so much uncertainty. So we're going to have some interesting times because interest rates have fallen, right? I mean, we've seen it gone down several percentage points, actually a few percentage points, and we haven't seen a huge market response. We should have seen it, and we haven't, which is a kind of an interesting thing, right? It's telling you everyone is weighing things in. When you're out to buy large ticket items, uncertainty is not something you want to face, and that's where we're at right now. The key dates obviously is March 4th, and it sounds like President Trump has hinted that if anything goes in effect, it's likely April 2nd, but you don't know with him. We're rolling dice here. The economic folks are saying that we expect interest rates to drop because here's the thing. Typically, the inflation would have caused the Bank of Canada to pause. And I think they will pause because there's still uncertainty whether all these tariffs are going to go ahead to the level everyone thinks, because the U.S. keeps basically kicking down this decision 1 month at a time, which kind of screws any kind of planning from a business perspective. Capital plans are on hold, hiring is on hold. It's not a good news scenario. Um, so that's where we're at. However, this is a big however. If you're a buyer, this is an opportune time for you. This will be a buying opportunity. I think these tariff issues will be sort of settled within the next 6 months to a year, where it'll basically, in my mind, come to some form of stability in how we respond to it. It is a buying opportunity. And if the political pundits are right, is saying that these tariffs would force us into a recession, which will overtake any level of inflation that we would see caused by the tariffs, they expect more interest rates drops. I'm still of the school that given what we've seen and what took place during COVID, we saw a 2 month hiatus and then this rapid rise in inflation. Then we bumped after dropping our interest rate, we bumped our interest rates all the way up. I'm not sure with that in recent mind, the Bank of Canada will completely react that way. Otherwise, you do it twice, you question whether you know what you're doing from economic management and monetary policy. We'll see how all this unravels. But if you're buying, this is a buying opportunity. Interest rates are lower. They're going to be at this level or slightly lower, so it's a good time to buy. With regard to price, obviously, if we head into a recession, the worst case scenario, we'll probably see a downdraft throughout Canada, but to a lesser extent, the Calgary. Because if you look back, the last recession, we kind of recessionary environment we had was post 2009, even 2014. At most, we dropped 5-10%. Nothing serious. The impacts I gotta believe, will be in Ontario and Vancouver. Those markets, the salaries are not much greater than what we are here in Alberta, but they're paying 2 to 2.5 times what we do for housing, and whether it be rental or ownership. So that's going to be an interesting thing. If you're a seller, I reiterate my belief that if you are forced to sell it as fast as you can. And if you're not forced to sell, wait. And if you are in the midst of selling right now because you have other plans, I get it. Don't always assume you'll be in a bidding war unless you're at a price point where everyone's looking at. In the detached home market, that's probably in that 600-700 range. There's a lot of folks interested in that price range. And the same thing with other price, other categories. Sub 300 for a 2-bedroom, you're gonna get a lot of people interested, even if it is an apartment condo. So here are my thoughts. I will get back to you once we hear March 4th, next Tuesday. Our buddy down south seems to love to keep everyone in bated breath. I swear it's a bit narcissistic. And he's playing a game and he likes to feel that he's in control. And in a lot of ways he is, but I've always had the belief this tariff war he's conducting will backfire on him to a degree, because you can't fight a war on all fronts. We've seen this in a heated war, and he's going to war basically with every country in the world. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, on better news, if you're a buyer, as I reiterated, good opportunity here. If you're a seller, if you can, wait. If not, accept a good offer, a reasonable offer, not a pie in the sky number, because you want off your position. Hopefully that'll keep you somewhat at bay while we wait this coming Tuesday and following that April 2nd. Otherwise, have a great weekend.